Next delegation, Jessica, Speaker, Chair and Spokesperson, Friends and Families for Safe Streets. Welcome. You have up to 5 minutes.
Good morning, members of Brampton City Council. My name is Jessica Speaker, and I'm a spokesperson for Friends and Families for Safe Streets. We're a group of people whose loved ones were killed by motorists and people like me who survived being hit with severe life-altering injuries, and I want to talk to you about what's at stake with Bill 212. I believe I read in a report that there's a consideration to temporarily suspend any future bike lane installation in response to Bill 212, but I'm here to ask you to keep pressing forward with your existing active transportation plan and keep building safe streets. If you stop, even temporarily, and someone is killed on a street that you otherwise would have made safer, that blood will be on your hands too, because the undeniable fact is that road safety boils down to a binary choice. You build safe streets, or people continue to be killed in preventable crashes. You have to pick one. What I want to offer you today is my unwilling expertise in the anguish and wreckage and carnage in the aftermath of road violence. In my case, I was struck by a reckless SUV driver who T-boned me off my bike when she made a left turn at high speed without looking. She broke my spine, she inflicted a traumatic brain injury that still plagues me, and did so much soft tissue damage that I nearly died a second time of a huge blood clot that formed in my leg, and then a piece of that broke off, chewed through my heart, and landed across both lobes of my lungs. This crash blew up the future that I was trying to build for myself, and I've had to scrape together what's left of me and try to do something to resemble a respectable adulthood, which feels every day like it's slipping out of grasp. I'm constantly in pain, my body is stiff and inflamed, and I desperately miss who I used to be. But what I went through is nothing compared to what my friends have been subjected to when their loved ones were killed. First, the police call you out of the blue or just show up on your doorstep and deliver the news that shatters your world and your heart into millions of pieces. Next, you probably go to the hospital where your loved one was brought, whether that was your spouse, your child, your parent, your brother, your sister, and you have to see them lying there, dead. Your heart breaks again when you notice the care the healthcare staff took to clean up the blood, but you can still see the spots that they missed. Or your loved one isn't dead yet, and you're trapped at their bedside, frantic with horror and desperation before they succumb to their injuries. You received your loved one's belongings handed back to you in a paper bag, wallet, keys, maybe a wedding ring. You receive back your loved one's bloodied clothing, and you struggle for years to figure out what to do with it. What do you do with it? Do you put it in your basement? Do you wash it? Do you throw it away? What would you do? You're left with an empty chair at your table. Your family holidays are bleached of joy. There's an empty bedroom in your home that is simultaneously silent yet also screaming at you. What do you do as your loved one's scent fades from their old clothes and sheets, and the meager comfort you drew from that withers away? You might receive support from your community in the early days, but it falls away gradually until you feel forgotten. People move on and think you should have gotten over it too, but there's still a gaping hole in your heart that you carry around every second of every day. You're subjected to legal processes that are shockingly hostile and insulting. If the driver gets charged, it's very likely with a trivial Highway Traffic Act, and they might receive a small fine, maybe a demerit point or two if you're lucky. You're utterly denied any sense of justice, and the driver who devastated you is allowed to continue driving and continue endangering the public. And if you sue civilly, you will be treated with such callous hostility and disrespect by the insurance industry, it will make you want to explode. I could go on, but what I want to say is that is what happens in the aftermath of road violence. It's a life sentence for every individual and every family. It's not just numbers, it's not abstract, it's real and it's gut-wrenching and it destroys lives. But the good news is it's easily preventable, and you have the power to prevent it by building safe, complete streets in your communities. You cannot be willing to pay for supposed driving convenience with human life. So I urge you, push back against Bill 212 with all your might. Do not slow down, keep going, build those complete streets, connect people to their communities, do something about climate collapse, and ultimately save lives of Bramptonians. Thank you.